In this video, we'll look at a range of issues that might be present in the design of a database, why those issues might pose certain problems, and how to approach resolving those issues using a method called normalization. We will start by defining three types of dependencies in relational databases. Then we will look at a range of problems that might be present in the design of a relational database. And we will continue exploring how normalization can resolve those problems. Specifically, we will look at three types of dependencies: functional dependency, partial dependency, and transitive dependency. The first one, functional dependency, is the kind that we would want to see in a relational database. That's the good kind. The other two, partial and transitive dependencies, are the bad kind. Those are dependencies that we don't want to see in a relational database. And whenever we see them, we try to resolve them, we try to remove them using normalization. To use a formal definition, a functional dependency is present whenever the values of an attribute y depend on the values of another attribute x. In more practical terms, a functional dependency is present whenever we're able to identify or determine the values of an attribute if we're given the values of another attribute. A good example to that would be a non-key column that depends on the primary key column of a given table. For example, in a student's table like this one, the values of the first name column would depend on the values of the primary key column, student ID. Which means if we're given a student ID value, we can determine the value of the first name attribute. Hence we say the non-key column first name is functionally dependent on the primary key column student ID.